Hey guys, Miscellaneous James here again today with another placement idea. I've been asked how would be the best way to bury these in the dirt, probably shallow burying, or also this particular idea could work in a couple of different applications. So got to thinking about that for a while, and how would we make this where we could actually put these in the ground, shallow depth of course, non-traffic areas of course, probably by a sidewalk or by your mailbox even, or, just different places that you could think about. And so this is the idea I came up with. This is a 2-inch PVC cap, and there's two different styles here. And what I've done is I've put them together. So they just simply screw together. And this is a 2-inch cap you can pick up at your local hardware store. And this is the other style cap, which actually goes into an insert. So the only thing you need to do is to screw these together, and these would create a good housing to protect your Sentinel from getting smashed. Now, I'm going to do this in two parts. First of all, you could simply put your Sentinels in there and screw this down. And what you would do is you would bury this like this, with this part up, and probably just cover this with a small layer of dirt. Now what I'll do later on is I'll do some testing to see how that actually affects the signal. I'm not worried about the PVC affecting the signal, as we've tested other plastics before and it did not have an effect on the signal itself, but I'm concerned about the dirt. So the only other thing you would need to add to this is something they call Teflon tape. You pick this up at the hardware store, pretty cheap. It looks like this. You just simply take your Teflon tape, you unwrap it like that, and I'm going to try to do this on camera best I can. And you just simply lay that there in the threads. You wrap that through a couple of times until the threads start to get to where they don't look as sharp anymore. And then simply break that off. And then you just simply take that, tighten that up, and that creates a seal. Now I'm not going to tighten this up all the way, but if you're worried about it being a little extra tight, you can always take a crescent wrench and use that to tighten it up a couple more turns, and that will make a nice tight water seal that you can bury in the dirt. Now just to show this, that this actually will work, what I have here is I actually have one of these that I've actually had in water for about a week. As you can see, this bowl's been holding it down. Actually, it's a little bit over a week now. And what I've done is that this has been buried like this underwater. And what I've done is I've taken a Mucinex tab, which is really great for finding out whether something is going to be watertight or not. And I'll show you why in just a minute. And place that in there and seal this up with Teflon tape. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simply take this out. You see the water mess it makes. I'm going to dry this off so we don't have any contamination on the tablet. Yeah, but you can take a Mucinex tablet. They're blue. You can even get the generic kind to do this kind of testing. And I want to make sure that I get all the water off of this because I don't want anything to happen. So we'll see, and then simply just unscrew this. Make some room here. Unscrew this, and this has the Teflon tape on it. And as you see, the tablet itself is still intact. Now this tablet right here, if you do get this wet, let me show you guys what happens in order to test whether something is actually good and watertight. I'm just going to take some of the water that was in there, and so when that gets wet, as you can see, it starts to break apart and it becomes real gummy, and you can start to see how it'll get it'll start to absorb, and then you can start to see where it'll start to leave a blue tint. I hope you guys can see that on camera. To start to leave a blue tint, even if there's little to no water in there, in the area itself as it sits there. So these are really good for testing out bags and that kind of stuff for you people that like to do stuff in the water, whether you're going to test whether it's going to be watertight or not. So anyway, guys, that's all I have today. I'll follow up this video with some bury this in the ground, do some signal testing, and we'll go from there.